I'm the light. I don't bark but I bite. I go bump in the night. I'm the stars in your eyes. I'm the lord of the flies. More important than Clyde.
Hey everybody, Moofburger back again, once again. Today I'd like to talk to you about the biggest video game company you've never heard of. They are the largest video game company in Europe. They own 8 operative groups, 86 studios, and over 250 game franchises. In 2021, they had revenue of over $1 billion US dollars. I'll give you a minute to try to guess the company. You're probably wrong. This game company is called the Embracer Group. That's right, the Embracer Group. Formerly was THQ Nordic, GmbH, and before that it was Nordic. So I'm sure you've heard of THQ Nordic. They rebranded themselves in 2019, I believe, as the Embracer Group, and they have been buying up everything. So among the 8 studios, 8 operative groups they own THQ Nordic, Koch Media, Coffee Stain, Amplifier, EasyBrain, Gearbox, Deca, and Saber. They're also, I believe, in talks to buy Asmodee. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And also, they want to buy the online marketplace Mini Market. I think that's what it's called. So let's dive into this a little bit. They have been, for the past about 5-6 years, they've been snapping up video game developers and publishers left and right. So let's dive a little bit in to what some of these things are. So Amplifier owns all of these studios, and I'm not necessarily sure about all the games we make, all the games they make, but quite a few studios here at Amplifier. Deca is a game company that primary focus on acquiring and operating older free-to-play games as a service. They're current owners and developers of Realm of the Mad God, Dragon Vale, Crime City, Kingdom Age, Knights and Dragons, Modern Warfare. Saber Interactive, which is known for World War Z. These are all the studios under Saber Interactive. 34 Big Things, 3D Realms, 4A Games, Asper Media, Vitex. The list goes on. They've worked on Halo, the Master Chief Collection for Microsoft, pretty extensively. They do World War Z, NBA Playgrounds, Crisis Remasters, some of the MX games, WWE 2K Battlegrounds. Like I said, World War Z, Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 is one of their games. Kingdom Come Deliverance port for the Switch. So they do have a lot of games and work done under Saber Interactive. Deep Silver, which is, I believe, a subsidiary of Koch Industries, Koch Media, which is owned by, or Koch, or however you say it, Media, which is also owned by the Embracer Group. Here's one you may not have seen coming. Gearbox. Gearbox Software, publishers of Borderlands and Brothers in Arms and Duke Nukem, is owned by Embracer. Coffee Stain Studios, makers of Goat Simulator and Valheim, among others. Dark Horse Media, the comics and the movies, all of Dark Horse is owned by them. Trigun, Akira, Avatar, good stuff. EasyBrain is a company that makes mobile games, Sudokus and crossword puzzles and other puzzles and stuff. The company they're in talks to buy, I believe, is Asmodee, which is a French board game, card game, and role-playing game publisher. They have the rights to the English language rights to Catan. and some other games that I'm not the world's biggest board gamer. I do play D&D and a few other games, but Catan clearly is the most. They also hold the French publishing rights to WizKids and Pokemon line of games. So clearly this company is becoming one of the bigger players in the game industry, and pretty much without very, very much fanfare. I did, in my research for this, I saw some articles here and there talking about acquisitions mostly, but not a bunch about what goes on at the company or within these companies, what their long-term goal is necessarily. They seem to have a pretty diverse portfolio of media and games and different types of games, different types of media. They're building a video game archive or museum archive. I think they call it an archive. It sounds like a museum to me, but either way, so that's something pretty cool that that their company is doing that I think will be beneficial. But this is definitely something to keep an eye on. There's a lot of big video game companies and publishers and developers in the news right now for abuse and crunch and all sorts of things. They've been badly handling franchises that have been established and just making games come out that are shit. Mass Effect Andromeda, Call of Duty, whatever the newest one is, Vanguard or something. Even Halo Infinite, there's such a heavy focus on the PvP aspect of it that they, neglected the storyline component of it. Bungie is another one. There's just all these AAA developers are in the news for all their bullshit, pretty much at every level and with most games. And my experience with Gearbox software games has been pretty positive. I know that Coke owns Warhorse Studios, which made Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is one of the best games I've played in a decade. So from what I see from the games that are under control of this company, they do seem to have slightly more quality. I mean, I didn't play Valheim when it first came out. I've played it since then, and while I would still say it's clearly not an entirely finished game, it's definitely more stable and fun to play than a lot of other early access titles. So anyway, I just wanted to bring attention to this. That this does not seem to be a household name in the video game industry, and I think that pretty soon, within the next 5 to 10 years, you'll be hearing a lot more about the Embracer Group and about their subsidiary companies. And I think that it is good for good knowledge to have for context. When you hear that, if you hear about, let's just say, for example, in the future, you hear about systematic abuse allegations at Gearbox Software, let's say, all the way up to the highest levels of management. I think it would be safe, or it would at least be a good starting point for an investigation to start to look into some of the other companies under the Embracer umbrella. Look into Deep Silver, look into Dark Horse, look into Saber Interactive, whatever, and see if these problems are across all of the subsidiaries. That being said, keep an eye out for more acquisitions on the way, because it seems like they have a ridiculous amount of money to be able to spend on things like this, and they appear to be constantly looking to snap things up left and right. So, yep, that's it for today. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you like more than one of my videos, please consider subscribing. As always, comment in the comment section below. Check out my podcast with FYE Gaming. It's the Robin Moof Experience. You can find it on Spotify, YouTube. We're not on Apple yet, but we're getting there. And yep, until next time, this is Moofburger signing out. Have a great one.